Welcome dear YouTube viewers, I'm Xnick and today we're going to be looking at the red, blue and black version of the energy deck, but the deck had some accidents and the recording process was a bit bumpy. We have some issues, so I'm trying to select a couple of games that actually are profitable to watch, and when those games at the end of the video, when these games end, maybe I show you what is the reason that I think that the game is acting like it does. Turns out that I haven't tried to do something a bit powerful or nasty depending on how do you want to look at that. And well, meet you there guys. Enjoy. And here I am. I hope I can have at least one normal game. I have been disconnections, game crashes, glitches, all sorts of things that are ruining the game experience. Is this the end of the game? Games that were pretty intense and were down the drain because of the game crashed, and now this hand is awful. Damn it. Game, why do you do this to me? Maybe the game is mad at me because I tend to do so many nasty things. I guess I'm going for double black so I can play Liliana. That probably is going to die really fast against the red deck, but at least is one creature out of our hand and one removal out of the opponent's hand. Give me one swamp. Alright, thank you very much. Now I could use Battle at the Bridge against the Arsonist. Could that make sense? Maybe not. Maybe let's get a bit greedy here. We can afford it. We have Glimmer of Genius. Asylum. So I think the opponent is going for a combination of madness and vampires. Maybe Act of Treasons. Goblin Arsonist tends to be present on sacrifice decks. I don't know. So here, Battle at the Bridge can be used to get rid of the Asylum Visitor. Let's go Liliana first. I think having a creature out can prove important here. And then we use Battle at the Bridge. Even if we lose Liliana, it means the opponent has to play something. Let's see what happens next. So 2 vampires out of 3 creatures. It's 66% of vampires so far. She's okay. This guy has to pay 2. So I think here comes the time to kill the visitor. Let's do a tiny bit of trickery here. Swing with Liliana. Let's see if the opponent agrees to trade here. He can double block, attempting to kill Liliana with the extra damage from the Goblin Arsonist. Let's see what happens. Okay. We're going to be dealing the damage like that, but just before Liliana takes any damage, we deal 1 point to the Aristocrat, saving Liliana, killing both creatures. Otherwise the opponent couldn't have exposed the Arsonist to block And he has to pay. I forgot he has a Rogue's Passage. Okay. Now we just spend all our energy here to delete the Aristocrat. Just 2 should suffice. Alright, next turn we have battle at the bridge against the Asylum Visitor. I forgot about the Rogue's Passage. Overlook from me. Murderous Compulsion, it was bound to happen. And another guy. So now the opponent cannot activate the Aristocrat, so that's the moment of truth for the Battle of the Bridge. And I think we go for full value, 4 mana, and we gain 4 life, and the opponent loses one very powerful vampire. And now we maybe... okay, this guy against a Madness deck, maybe not the greatest of the ideas, but the opponent only has 2 cards up there. Anyways, we cannot cast him yet. Mortuary Mire. I can fetch Liliana back with the Mortuary Mire. Looks interesting. On the other hand, the opponent could have let us flip our Liliana, because Liliana can activate the Madness. Alrighty then. So, and we have 3 energy now. We're going to be taking a huge hit with these 2. Okay, Child of Night. Five to the face. But now that the opponent has only 1 mana available, I'm going to try to play the Herald of Anguish. That way he probably cannot use that card. Although Liliana plus Chandra's Ignition sounds so cool. What are you going to do? Pause? What? Why are you pausing? I don't know. We're going to know what card he has in hand. Maybe Fire Temper would be bad for us, but not the end of the world. Opponent must discard. It was just this cycling Steer the Sands, so good thing to get rid of. Actually, well, with Liliana plus Chandra's Ignition together, maybe not that great to discard. So let's see. He gains self-haste with Oblivious Bloodsworn, and we have to choose how to block this guy. Probably the Tormentor. He's the most damaging of the guys over here. And if we find another land, it's going to be not another. Was not a land. Well, I think we have to do this. Otherwise, we are losing the game. So there we go. We take 1 point of damage with the Goblin Arsonist. But now... So if the opponent draws a haste creature, we are in trouble, but we have to risk it, otherwise we are not winning this. And once Liliana goes down, we should be in a safer spot. Fire Temper kills us. There are a lot of damage spells that can kill us, so perhaps call the Bloodline. Not worry about that yet. So Dark Intimations, nothing we want to recover, so let's do Glimmer of Genius first. No, let's go Liliana because I don't trust the way the game taps my mana. Give me a couple of cards. Rush of Vitality. I should have done that first. Let's keep both up. Not attacking here, just in case if we meet another Olivia's Bloodsworn, we die. So at least we want to have that one covered. Opponent discarding, that's a bad sign. Probably a madness card. No, just swamp. Okay, good enough. Alright, so pretty cool. Go Liliana, we gain 2 life, and this bad boy is going to gain us 6 life. Opponent does not block, fine for me. Era of Innovation or Dark Intimations. No, I think opponent left. Alrighty then. We beat the vampires. And now we are going to try to take the game. It's pretty easy now, but let's see what happens. Pay the mana. No, this is not an artificer. Alright then. Why didn't you block with the Vampire Knight? Okay then, he decides to hold, well, the AI decides to hold the card. Let's draw additional cards. Bowling Wilds, fine. Give me something that doesn't matter. Maverick Thopterist, Poisoner. Let's do Poisoner. We want to maximize the amount of energy we get out of this. But okay, opponent. Okay, let's keep back the Herald of Anguish, because imagine if the opponent has another Murderous Compulsion, so we don't want to lose our flyer that can help us defeating some flying vampires. So this is playing safe. We could win maybe, but imagine this being Murderous Compulsion. The opponent can discard by paying 1 mana, and then he can kill our stuff. Now we see it was just a goblin. Alright, he's holding back another card. Let's get something, another Era of Innovation. Let's do Dark Intimations. Now he has to discard. Well, he has to discard, but in response he uses Call the Bloodline. Now we drop this. Electrostatic Pummeler, and take the game. Easy peasy. When the game responds, yeah, we end up at 12 life points. Right, on to the next one. Okay, maybe we are getting back on our feet and we can play the game as it's supposed to be. And let's see. I have a suspicion that our opponent is going to attempt to mill us. His hand against the mill deck is going to be too slow. Still slow, but not as slower as the one before. As long as we don't see too many counter spells, we should be okay. Dread Wanderer, okay, can return from the graveyard. Era of Innovation. So far we are not playing any creatures. Not great, but then at some point maybe Tezzeret can help us with some mana. Okay, instead of being a mill deck, this seems to be a zombie, white-black zombie deck. We have a fair chance of defeating the deck. At the same time, maybe we just can't. We probably want to remove this as soon as possible. So let it be just now. Goodbye, Wayward Servant. Also, I want to be able to pay mana to gain energy when I drop the Harvester. That's why I decided to hold the Harvester back. And in the end, it was a good decision. Eventually we could use Tezzeret to kill the Lord of the Accursed, but we have to develop our artifacts before we can do that. So pay, and we get 2 for energy. Woohoo! If we find another land, I'm going to be happy by playing the Pummeler, because Rush of Vitality can protect our Pummeler from something, not from Liliana, sadly. So now playing the Pummeler is bad against... what? What? What the heck? Liliana did the negative. That's so bold. That was a bold move. He found Kalitas out of the deal, but it was so reckless to do that. And okay, we found our land, but not the type of land that we want to, because this enters tapped. But alright. We have not choice here. We have to do this. Probably we are going to lose our Pummeler. Pay. Crew the guy. Swing at Liliana. And Perhaps I think I could draw with the Era of Innovation. My hand is not suited to fight against Kalitas as it stands. I think I have to do that. Is he going to, if he plays Kalitas, then our Pummeler has a chance of survival. No, forget about that. Goodbye, Ripsoul. I could have saved the Pummeler by spending all the energy. I didn't thought of that. Okay. Thopterist. I don't mind having the Thopterist. No, cancel. We want to pay the full cost. Finish. Okay. There we go. No, we missed some activations from this, so probably I have to draw now. Let's see what happens, what the opponent does now. Kalitas, alright, not to worry about just yet. Later it is possible, not now. And this is strange, we're going to be crowing here. And we crow with this guy. Can block this, the guy can return from the dead. Stop, activate the Aether Hub. So we have 3 artifacts. Okay, go Era of Innovation. Give me artifact number 4 that is really cheap. Not it. So let's drop Tezzeret. Leave up the black mana, please. No, we have to play black. Yeah, that's correct. So Aether Hub. So we have our black, we have Rush of Vitality, and this a newly found artifact. And this guy has Death Touch. I think so. Kalitas can sacrifice vampires or zombies to grow, so we are going to try to ambush Kalitas with Rush of Vitality. Then he kills his 2 creatures, and next turn we are going to have a Death Touch creature. Hopefully the plan works out. Okay, this guy is strong. Whenever another creature dies, he can grow. And Kalitas and everybody is going to go at Tezzeret. No one does. Interesting aspect of this game. So Harness Lightning, take care of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this guy grows, but I'm not too worried about that guy. The Poisoner, all right. Plus, I guess Evolving Wilds, so we don't have to. We were going to have more black mana for next turns. Alright then, skip the attack, continue, and hope to survive this. Come on, zombies, I'm waiting at you. We have now a Death Toucher, a Rip Soul against... Okay, stop, we want to crew. If you are going to kill the guy, at least we crew. We could save the guy with Rush of Vitality, but I'm going to save it for the Harvester, which is much stronger and important. Okay, let's see if the opponent is going to attack here. Alright. So here I guess we block you and you. I'm not too sure about why the opponent is doing that. Maybe he fears the Tezzeret's ultimate. We are up to 11 and I think our board is stronger than the opponent's. So several options here. We could do the Tezzeret's ultimate. But if the opponent has Fatal Pushes, that's not so great. We can -2 any of the guys up there. I think that's the best move here. We remove Lord of the Accursed. We are not going to bypass the Bone Picker just that easily. So I think just the Electrostatic Pummeler number 2. And now we have to be careful. If the opponent has more Rip Souls, we can save the Pummeler by triggering, activating the ability. So we have to be on the lookout for that. Now the opponent could discard something to gain tokens, but he only has 4 lands. The monument, not the one that I want to see. Let's see if the bird goes attacking here. Nope. Alright. Glimmer of Genius sounds about right. Let's scratch you and of course we keep this and another land. We don't need another land. Okay, can we? So yeah, we could do so many things here, but first that bird has to live. Sayonara, Bone Picker. Herald of Anguish, and we are going to be tapping the Ethereum cells. We have to let's tap you, and you. So we plenty of. There we go. A bit expensive card if you pay the 7 mana, but we use the improvise, and there we are. The opponent has a 1/1 on the board. He has to discard his last card. He of course can play cheaper creatures with discount, but it was a removal spell, and good thing we got rid of that. Another guy, but for the time being we should not care about all of those. The demon can kill any of these two. Another land. Let's do a plus for Tezzeret. We here enters Thopterist, and alrighty then we tap these cells, and that's it. Goodbye, servant. Yes, that's the tapping. We have to sacrifice something to kill the guy. We're going to clean up everything. Okay, and I think the cells are better. I mean, the Thopters are great for attacking. We crew and have a massive amount of damage incoming. Maybe little. I have to do maths here. Okay, you are going to give us some life back. So 5, 10 damage, 11. We can go to 14. I'm feeling pretty confident now. Let's see if the opponent finds a top deck with 4 lands, but he has discount for Pontus Monument. Dark Salvation for 1, giving 1 2/2 zombie. I think the opponent should have used the Crit Breaker more often. That way he could have perhaps make his board much larger. And now we take the game with ease. You just need to crew and swing in the air and the opponent can do anything. And GG. So that will teach you to bluff your mill decks opponent. Who are you to bluff me? Just for the sake of having fun, I'm going to send this Electrostatic Pummeler. Aha! Take this! And another one. The 4/4. Alright guys, and for all of you that decided to stay here, let's see why did Magic Duels glitches so much. Probably my own fault. As we can see, I've been trying to gather loads of energy, and in this game I took advantage of the opponent leaving and I was left against the AI that allowed me to gather loads of energy. Let's see what can we do when we have over 100 energy.
the scouters say about his power level?
It's over 9,000!
What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right. Cut it!
Well, there you have quite a bit of overkill here. The Electrostatic Pummeler grows exponentially. We get to 9,999 points of power and toughness. That's the cap. The game does not allow us to go higher, and I think that's because the font size won't look great in a card. And then we gave the Pummeler lifelink and used Chandra's Ignition to blow up everything. And also, of course, if we have a huge board and provided we could get higher numbers, our life total would go insanely high, well beyond the millions. And well, I hope you have enjoyed, and don't forget to leave your comments and suggestions, and until next time, sayonara.